Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're tuning in today because honestly, we're about to completely shatter a massive myth that society has practically hardwired into our brains. It's this pervasive idea that if you have a sky-high income, you are automatically wealthy. Well, we're going to look at the hard data and the actual behavioral science from our sources to see exactly why so many high earners are secretly really struggling. More importantly, we're going to unpack the science of actually keeping the money you make. So, get ready, because we're going to completely rethink what financial security really looks like. Okay, let's dive into this. I want you to just imagine for a second earning this massive salary, $120,000 a year. Picture the whole lifestyle that comes with it. You're driving a pristine, brand new luxury SUV right off the lot. You're pulling into the driveway of a gorgeous, spacious home. I mean, from the outside looking in, you have absolutely made it. Everyone who looks at you thinks, wow, they have got it all figured out. But here is the shocking truth. Behind closed doors, with that exact six-figure salary, you are still stressing every single month about paying the bills. Sounds kind of impossible, right? Like, no way. How on earth can someone making that much money be broke? Well, the reality from our source material shows that this exact scenario is playing out for millions of people right now. It reveals a really fundamental truth. Income doesn't create wealth. Your habits do. So let's start by unraveling our first major myth in Section 1, the illusion of high income. We're going to see exactly why a bigger paycheck doesn't actually fix money problems. The reason those bigger paychecks completely fail to build wealth comes down to something called lifestyle inflation. Basically, this is when your spending rises even faster than your income. Right now, literally today, there are doctors, lawyers, and engineers pulling in massive six-figure salaries, and yet they're living paycheck to paycheck. Think of a high salary like a giant bucket. If you've got holes in the bottom, the water's going to drain out anyway, right? Instead of taking a raise and investing it, people immediately upgrade their lives. They trade in the car for a pricier model. They move into a bigger house with a much bigger mortgage. They book expensive luxury vacations. Sure, their salary is growing, but their actual savings are staying practically flat. So they look incredibly rich on the outside, but they are drowning financially on the inside. And that behavior leads us directly into Section 2. Which is our second major wealth killer, the American debt trap. It's crazy how normal it's become to buy today's lifestyle with tomorrow's income. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how quickly things disappear. Imagine earning a fantastic 10 grand every single month. Just look at how fast that pie gets instantly devoured by loans, credit card minimums, and auto financing. Notice that tiny little sliver left over labeled what remains? It's just a few $100. Every single monthly payment on those debts is quietly but surely stealing your future wealth. A high income means literally nothing if, the second it hits your bank account, most of it already belongs to somebody else. Which brings us to Section 3, a massive modern problem: fake wealth versus real wealth, and the incredible social media pressure to constantly look successful. Just notice the visible illusion of fake wealth on the left here. You've got the person driving that brand new luxury vehicle, desperately seeking status and external validation, but who is secretly drowning in debt just to maintain that image. Now contrast that against real wealth over on the right. The classic millionaire next door is often the person driving a reliable, older car, living well below their means, and just quietly investing every single month. The thing is, real wealth is completely invisible. Fake wealth is what's easy to see. Moving right along to Section 4, we need to talk about another massive mistake keeping high-income earners completely broke: the single income danger. Relying entirely on one paycheck is risky because it could vanish tomorrow. You see, wealthy people think fundamentally differently about where their cash actually comes from. They build incredible financial security by creating multiple income streams. Look at this list right here: investments, dividend stocks, rental properties, businesses, side hustles. They are setting up entire systems where their money starts working for them, instead of them having to constantly trade their own time for a paycheck. Honestly, having multiple streams of income is one of the absolute biggest differences between living with real financial security and just living with constant financial stress. Let's move to Section 5 and see how this builds, focusing on perhaps the most crucial mathematical component of wealth: the power of time, and why you absolutely must start investing early. And this brilliantly illustrates just how devastating waiting can be. The first person starts investing just $500 a month at age 25. The second person, well, they wait a whole decade until age 35. And get this, even if that second person invests a much higher amount every month to try and catch up, the person who started at 25 almost always ends up with significantly more money. Why? Because time allowed compound growth to work its absolute magic. When it comes to investing, time is very often way more valuable than earning a bigger salary. Okay, so we've covered the behavioral traps, the debt cycles, and all the illusions. Now let's pivot to the structural solutions in Section 6, the wealth building blueprint. It is all about having a real financial plan instead of just wondering where payday went. A huge reason people stay broke is they get to the end of the month and literally wonder where all their money went. Without a budget, every dollar just kind of disappears into the friction of daily spending. Wealthy individuals, on the other hand, tell their money exactly where to go, using a simple, powerful 3-step daily habit. Step 1, save first. Step 2, invest automatically. And step 3, spend what's left. Notice that order. Most people do the exact opposite. They spend first and then try to save whatever's left over, which, let's be real, is usually nothing. By giving every single dollar a specific purpose before it's even spent, you ensure your future wealth is prioritized way over your current impulses. It is an incredibly simple tweak, but man, it creates massive long-term results. So the crucial point is understanding the profound difference between these two words that people constantly mix up. Being rich just means you earn a lot of money, but you still completely rely on your own labor to get it. If you stop working, the money stops. Being wealthy, however, means you own assets that keep generating income even while you are fast asleep. A high salary can literally vanish overnight, but investments, businesses, and appreciating assets, those can produce steady income for decades. To drive this reality completely home, just take a look at this equation. Someone earning $70,000 a year, who has built up strong investments and owns appreciating assets, is actually financially stronger than someone earning $250,000 a year who has zero savings and massive, overwhelming debt. The person making $70K has actual real-world security. The person making $250K just has an incredibly expensive, very fragile house of cards. Let's rapidly summarize these core behavioral shifts. If you actually want to keep, invest, and grow the money you earn, this right here is your blueprint. You must aggressively avoid lifestyle inflation whenever your income goes up. You have to control your debt before it completely controls you. You must completely ignore all that social pressure and the desperate desire to just look wealthy. You need to invest early to capture the incredible power of time. Build those multiple income streams so you aren't vulnerable. And above all else, make your money work significantly harder than you do. I want to cement the ultimate lesson of this explainer in your mind with this really powerful quote directly from our source material. High income can buy a better lifestyle. Smart financial habits build lasting wealth. It just perfectly summarizes everything we've talked about today. You simply cannot earn your way out of poor money management. Finally, I want to leave you with a provocative thought to really challenge your own financial habits as you walk away from this explainer today. Be deeply honest with yourself for a second. If your income magically doubled tomorrow, would you actually invest that extra money? Or would you just find brand new, expensive ways to spend it? Really think about your habits, because your habits, not your paycheck, are what will actually dictate your financial future. Thanks so much for joining me on this one, and I'll catch you next time.